Well, hello and welcome to the weekly Grizzly Growl wrap up. And kind of a strange week in news. It seems that Donald Jehoshaphat Trump decided that he should bomb Nigeria because he felt that, according to him, Christians were being killed by Muslims, except more Muslims kill other Muslims in Nigeria than anything else. It's not, Muslims don't kill Christians that often in Nigeria. He's really doing this because Nigeria has oil. Kind of like how he's attacking Venezuela, saying the boats that he's bombing are drug boats carrying fentanyl, which is not the case because fentanyl comes mostly from China via Mexico, not through Venezuela. It's just another attempt for him to grab oil. That's all it is. Oh, and to distract you from the Epstein files. Because let's face it, he is all over that crap, isn't he? In other news, it would seem, according to this article I've just read a moment ago, I have been following this since a couple of days now, but it's like the Alberta Prosperity Project. It says through legal counsel Jeff Rath and Keith Wilson shared details of recent Washington meetings, including promises of recognition for a 2026 referendum, a West Coast pipeline, and a $500 billion credit line. No U.S. officials are named. The State Department has stayed silent, and past similar claims by the group went unverified. Those news confirms the meetings occurred as separatists pitched their case. Critics demand arrests for treason, while supporters call it valid debate over Ottawa's policy amid a new petition needing 178,000 signatures to trigger a vote on leaving Canada. And I do have a video clip here that I'll share with you. It's just a little bit of absurdity, if you will. This whole thing is just ridiculous. I've cited, I don't know how many times to how many ill-informed individuals that you can't just leave because you are, well, on treaty land. And as a result, the treaty, which is held with the Crown, those treaties are written in perpetuity. You can't just, I'm gonna leave and here. It just doesn't work that way. But, try talking sense to somebody who refuses to listen to reason or facts or the truth because they've made up their minds on what they want and what they feel they deserve and what they feel is righteous in their minds. But, again, facts mean nothing to these folks. Here's a clip. It's about 2 minutes and 42 seconds. It's just more absurdity. And you've seen this guy before.
We actually met in a skiff of all things, but that was interesting. But the people that we're meeting with go directly from our meetings to the Oval Office. So that's the level that we're meeting at. We were at it for several hours, going through all of the ways in which the United States government could support Alberta independence when the timing was right. They are very enthusiastic about Alberta becoming an independent country. I mean, the one thing that we all fervently believe and have in common is that the government in Ottawa and the landlocking of Alberta's resources is being done by Ottawa at the behest of the communist Chinese. And the
Okay. Completely unhinged, disconnected from reality. The landlocking of Alberta is done at the behest of the government of Canada and the communist Chinese. You're a landlocked province. That's simple geography. And Justin Trudeau bought a pipeline at billions of dollars at great political cost to him. These people are unhinged from reality. I don't, they tell you all of this. I wonder if there's a shred of truth to any of it, number one. And number two, how soon before they get investigated? Because this sounds like treason, but I'm not an expert on the charter. And if this is a matter of freedom of expression or if this actually is seditious. But if you happen to know any lawyers who could make a comment on this, I would certainly appreciate it. We'll continue with this absurdity. That's only 35 seconds into a 2 minute and 40-second clip. Here we go.
Americans, see it within their national interest, both under the Monroe Doctrine that's been around forever and their new national security strategy to support Alberta independence and freeing the third largest oil field in the world from controlled by the communist Chinese. I mean, one of the things that we were talking about is that the reason that the Chinese want to keep Alberta,
once again, this man is delusional,
oil and gas landlocked, is because they don't want Japan and South Korea to have a steady and stable supply of oil and gas coming out of the third largest oil field in the world, right? In terms of why it is that the United States is so supportive of a free and independent Alberta. So we were excited about that. We talked about a West Coast pipeline being one of the things that Alberta would like to see immediately upon independence. And that would be a pipeline going from Alberta through Idaho, or Montana, Idaho, and either Washington or Oregon to the West Coast to supply that Asian market. And the Americans are very supportive of that. So we were talking to the U.S. government about support for our pensioners and converting, Alberta pensions at par from Canadian dollars to U.S. dollars, things like that. We're also talking
Alberta pensions at par. They don't exist. There's the Canada Pension Plan. There's no Alberta pension.
About doing a feasibility study, which we're going to get working on right away, to establish a $500 billion line of credit for the country of Alberta, so that immediately upon a successful referendum result, Alberta could trigger a $500 billion line of credit, so that when we negotiate with Ottawa, we'll be negotiating from a position of strength and not from weakness. So, we want to be able to sidestep, what we see the inevitable response from Ottawa will be to Alberta becoming an independent country, which is to try to screw with us as much as they can on the fiscal and monetary side. So, I mean, if we're backed by the full faith and credit of the U.S. Treasury, collateralized with the Alberta oil field, oil and gas resources, we've got no reason not to be able to succeed in our negotiations with Ottawa and successfully removing Alberta from Canada and becoming an independent country.
Oh my dear goodness gracious me. This man is completely delusional. He actually believes that if Alberta were to leave Canada, which again, the amount of things that would have to happen for that to occur simply won't happen. It's all treaty land, which is agreements with the Crown held in perpetuity. The Crown is in support of those treaties because of what the Crown did to Indigenous people and has done throughout the world. The provinces all have to get on board, and you have to have a referendum for people to agree to want to leave. And then the province has to say, okay, you can leave, but see, we own the oil. The federal government, you don't own the oil. The province doesn't own it. It's an asset of the Crown. The federal government, it's just, this man is delusional. $500 billion line of credit from the Americans. Okay, that's going to do it. That's going to do a lot for you because you think you're going to sell that oil? They're going to take it from you. You. Wow. These folks are just unplugged from reality. It's a wonderful fantasy because that's all it is. Oh my God, this guy's just unplugged from reality. I'm sorry. I can't take that seriously. The man is completely unhinged. Look, here's a good map I'll share with you because it's just that. It's a good map. It shows the treaties. It shows. Look, it's all treaty territory. 100% of the province is treaty territory. All of it. Do you think he's going to be able to just wander off and into the bush? No, it doesn't. I was trying to blow it up. It won't blow up. I'd have to save it separately. That's just an image. This man is completely unplugged from reality. Totally, completely unhinged and not to be taken seriously. I'm serious. Don't take this man seriously. Referendum happening in Alberta. There's already been 500,000 people that signed the thing to say, no, we're staying in Canada. This guy's just delusional, period. He actually believed the government of the United States of America, the U.S. Treasury, would give him $500 billion line of credit, and then they'd be allowed to sell their oil to whomever. No, man, that oil's gone. You'll be taken over in a split second. If you were to actually separate from Canada and become your own country, you would be swallowed up by the US. But you wouldn't be treated like an American citizen. You would be a vassal state. You would have the power of Puerto Rico, which has none. You know, people who live in Puerto Rico, if you're born there, you have US citizenship, but you don't have the right to vote. You don't get to vote. You don't get your share of federal taxes. You're a vassal state. And that's what Alberta would be. Man, this guy is delusional. It wow. I don't even know where to go. It's somebody who's completely off their rocker. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. I oh boy. Now let's. I'm just trying to pull up this Pierre Poilievre, Dawna Freisen interview from a couple of days ago. Dawna Freisen. If I can get it up here. Sorry, I'm my apologies. I'm usually a little bit more prepared than this, but I was in a bit of a panic to get here to get this done for you because I have to go out shortly. So that's why this is pre-recorded. And see if I can find the clip. I had it here. Where did it go? It's terrible. I hate it when I lose clips. There was a good clip of it, and it seems to have disappeared. Alas. Alas. Oh, and boy, are people coming to his this is Dawna Freisen from Global News was a tyrant herself, how she interviewed Pierre Poilievre. This program should be called I Hate Conservatives, and this is my show on how I can lie to the public and interrupt everything I oppose from this party. Unprofessional. Oh, boy. Yeah. Wow. Just some delusional folks out there. See if I can find this video for you, and I'll show you a couple of minutes of it because it's another example of Pierre Poilievre just being an unhinged, unplugged from reality individual. It's as simple as that. Where is it? I have Dawna Freisen. Oh, darn it. I am so sorry. Yeah, there we go. Interview. There we go. Here we go. Now I got it. Sorry. My apologies for taking so much time to get that up here. It, like I said, sometimes things go a little bit sideways, and as a result, you know, when you're in a rush trying to get this together for everybody, and I wasn't fully prepared, so for that I do apologize. But I do have some of the clip right now, and 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 well, he I'm gonna show you this. This is Dawna Freisen, Pierre Poilievre. Not the entire thing. I'm just gonna show you a little bit of it, and we'll have a look at this, and you tell me what your thoughts are.
Poilievre, good to see you. Thanks for taking time with us today.
Likewise, and Merry Christmas to you.
Thanks. You too. 2025, let's talk about it. It hasn't been the easiest year for you. The Conservatives did receive 41% of the popular vote in the last election. You have a lot of loyal support right across this country, which I'm sure you're very proud of. Mm-hmm. But you didn't win the election, and you didn't win your own seat. That would be a big blow to a lot of people in your position. Have you reflected on what went wrong?
Well, I have reflected, and you're right, it is a big blow to a lot of people.
He's not reflected.
Who voted for, in record numbers actually, voted for affordable food.
You lost, and affordable food is not done by the government. How many times do I have to say this? Unless you nationalize the grocers, you can't control the price of food. And your puppet master, Jenny Byrne, is a lobbyist for Loblaws, the largest grocer in the country. So he's spinning more bullshit here.
Affordable homes, safer streets after 10 years of inflation and rising crime. And so we always reflect on how we can continue to inspire those 8.3 million people, a record number who voted for us, but how we can inspire even more. And so my message for the year to come will be one of hope. I think people desperately need hope, hope that they can afford groceries, hope they can afford homes. Mm-hmm. And many have put hope in me in the past, but we have to keep inspiring.
So this is the guy who voted against affordable home construction multiple times and told his own MPs when they went to Sean Fraser, who was the housing minister at the time, to get money for the municipalities to build homes, he told them not to do that. So once again, he's lying to you.
Bring them so that more will do so in the future.
What I meant with respect was a big blow to you personally. Have you reflected on what went wrong?
Of course he hasn't.
In the campaign, in your own leadership?
Well, yes, I have reflected, and obviously, I think my goal and one of the adjustments that we need to make is that people know that I'm a fighter, but they need to know what I'm fighting for and who I'm fighting for.
In the lead up to the last election, you were way ahead in the polls, if we believe the polls. You were on your way to becoming Prime Minister when Justin Trudeau was still around. When he left and a new Liberal leader came on the scene, your lead in the polls began to diminish to the point where, as we've said, you lost the election. So something happened in that time, and you can argue that more Canadians put their faith in Mark Carney as a leader than in you.
Well, what happened was that we got a record number of votes, and the highest share of vote we've got since 1988.
I know you.
Okay, he keeps repeating this same thing, but it doesn't change the fact that you lost, number one, and number two, the Liberals got more votes, which is also a record. And Dawna goes after him for it.
I'm saying that, but I understand that.
It happens to be true.
Yes, but I'm trying to move, if you don't mind, I'm trying to move a little bit beyond that to say, how do you broaden the tent now? You were fighting for, I think, a lot of the same things you were fighting for before. And as I said, you have a lot of very loyal support. Mm-hmm. But if you want to take it to the next level, if you're still leader when the next election is held, how do you change that equation?
Well, my plan is affordability, affordability, affordability.
That's not a fucking plan. Those are words. You have no plan to make anything affordable because you can't do it.
That is the single biggest issue facing Canadians after 10 years of Liberal inflation.
Okay, inflation is not done by a government, so stop calling it the current government's problem. Inflation is a global thing done by capitalists when they increase their prices. This man is such a goddamn liar.
So how do we take it to the next level? We go to more people and tell them that we're going to cut back on the inflationary deficit so that dollars go further. We make clear that we're going to cut taxes on work.
That means all programs that were brought forth in the last 10 plus years that benefit the marginalized, the working poor, and the middle class will be cut. He will gut pharmacare. He will kill dental care. He will get rid of $10 a day daycare. Affordable housing won't exist. These are all things he has voted against time and time and time and time again, and will continue to do so because he doesn't give a shit about you. He wants to rule over you. He does not wish to govern. We'll continue.
Investment, energy, and home building so that people bring home more and they pay less. We're also going to talk a lot, I've said affordability, but there's also the issue of crime. I mean, 10 years of catch and release has left Canadians endangered.
It's not a thing. Bail reform is underway as we speak, and most of that is done at a provincial level. But he won't talk about provinces because most of them are run by Conservatives.
We're going to repeal catch and release. lock up the criminals, and make it so people feel safe again in their communities. There's immigration. We'll be talking about the fact that immigration is still out of control and the government is allowing.
This is bullshit. Numbers have been reduced over the last few years. As a matter of fact, we've had contraction. The population of Canada has not hit 42 million yet. It was on track to be closer to 43 right now, and we're still below the 42 million mark. He's lying once again.
And criminals and false refugee claimants to come in and undermine our security and drain our taxpayers. So those are all issues that we need to talk about in order to
drain our taxpayers, the guy who spent more money than the freaking prime minister traveling around the country over the last 2 years. That's rich.
Broaden our tent and win the support of Canadians for an affordable, safe Canada under a Conservative government.
Is it possible that in the last election, many Canadians just thought you weren't the man for the moment and that it's your leadership that's the issue?
Well, my leadership got us a record number of votes. I know you don't like me.
No.
You keep repeating the same thing over and over again, and it's not your leadership because you lost your seat.
You've said it. I think that's the fourth time.
It is a fact, though, right? And I think we led on all the issues. We led on fighting inflation, opposing carbon taxes.
During the election campaign, you refused to let anybody ask you any questions until you had first vetted them. You had somebody else hold the microphone in front of the reporters. You would only take 3 questions. You would pre-select who they were because you knew what the questions were. And if they changed their tack, you would pull the microphone away from them. You're a chicken shit, disgusting, narcissist human being who will never become prime minister because you don't give a shit about anybody but yourself.
I'm blocking our resources,
and you've
treating
accused
addiction.
The Liberals of stealing your ideas.
Not quite. I want them to steal my ideas. I would say that they have stolen
the carbon tax. That was the first thing that Mark Carney asked, and then as you wanted.
Right. He's stealing my words, but not the deeds. So a couple of things. One, I'm glad that Danielle Smith forced Mr. Carney to flip-flop on the threatened Liberal production cuts to the oil and gas sector and their costly regulations on the electricity sector. Mr. Carney has not committed to building a pipeline. He opposed the pipeline in question. He testified against the pipeline in question in a parliamentary committee in 2021. And of course, the Liberal government.
He wasn't in when? He wasn't
in 2021. I can give you the
prime
video.
minister then. He's the prime minister now.
Right. But he was testifying.
Are you
He wasn't in politics.
Suggesting that I know you suggest that he's doing this. It's disingenuous. This deal he has signed, the memorandum of understanding with Alberta. You don't think it's real?
That's correct, and I'll give you the background. He opposed the pipeline. He testified before a parliamentary committee against that same pipeline. The Liberal government killed that same pipeline in 2016, and numerous Liberal members of the present caucus have already made public.
And then they built a new pipeline.
Social media posts saying it will never happen. So he understands that pipelines are very popular. So he wants to pretend he supports one until after the next election while telling people that he won't ever build one.
And
but I think we need
Danielle Smith, the Conservative Premier of Alberta, seems very happy with the potential of another pipeline under Mark Carney.
Well, I want to see the reality, and she said that under my leadership we'd be well on the way to getting the pipeline done.
No, you
right,
wouldn't.
but
She
you
just
didn't
said
win
that
the
the other
election.
day. Well, that's why I need to win the next one. And
okay, I you know what? I'm gonna cut him off there because I can't take any more of his bullshit. This smarmy narcissist, unplugged from reality. You know, any other opposition leader that had any ounce of self-respect and wasn't a complete narcissist would have accepted their loss, not getting, we're not winning their seat that they held on to for many, many years, would have resigned as leader and stepped aside and retired and gone into private life. But this guy didn't do that. Instead, he cut a dirty backroom deal with Damien Couric to give him a lobbyist job, which, according to what I've read, he's not allowed to approach for 5 years. So there may be some sort of violation in there, but these are the Reform Party stalwarts. They don't give a shit about law. This man's been... He has a lifetime agreement with Elections Canada. I'll show you the rest of this interview at some other date. I just can't take any more of them right now, to be honest with you. It's just too much for me to stomach at the moment, because it enrages me to think that he can say all the stupid... At least Dawna Freisen tried to hold him. Hey, you've said the same thing 4 times. Well, it's true. Yeah, but so is the Liberal Party. They won more votes than you did. They won. They have, they're 1 member away, 1 seat away from a majority. Oh, there's going to be a dirty backroom deal. But if the Liberals cross the floor and join the Conservatives, this shows bravery. This man's a two-faced narcissist prick. And the sooner he is out of our lives from the public eye and off of our dime, the better off we'll all be. I sincerely mean that. Chances are he might survive this leadership review because he's handpicked who he wants on that committee. But the thing is, there's enough people in the back who are going like, nah, I'm sick of this prick. We lost badly because of him. He blew a 30-point lead. He did it. Because he's incapable of pivoting. Between Poilievre and Trump, we could go on for 2 or 3 hours, but quite frankly, I have somewhere to be and things to do. So I am going to leave you this evening with this thought. It is Christmas time. New Year's Eve is fast approaching. If you're out and having fun, make sure you have a responsible way to get home so we can take care of each other, so I can see you again. Between now and that time, I want you to please do us all a favor. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you soon.